Triple the power. Triple the information. Triple the possibilities. Triple the trouble. Triple the truth. Welcome to the Triple Truth ODDcast.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is ODD. Welcome back to the ODDcast number 7. It's just me and Sean today, but we're back on our normal time, Tuesdays. We gave you a free little session that we did before Dave went out of town.
Friday night chill.
Friday,
yeah,
the Friday night chill session. So that was pre-recorded, but we just threw something together and we didn't take it too seriously. If you notice, we were a lot of laughing and just goofing off, and it was cool. Yeah. Just wanted to share it with you guys, give you guys something free, and also make something to where I made it free the entire time on Rockfin. So anybody that was on YouTube had an incentive to go check out Rockfin. Yeah. That's all. Get you guys over there, look at it, get the experience. Maybe you like it. Maybe you'll stick around over there, check us out next time.
And we were in the chat talking to you guys too. So
yeah. But anyway, Dave's out of town. We're just doing our thing alone. It's the Double Truth ODDcast this week. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. So my channel got ripped down, right? Last week, guys. Last week, I wake up. I was talking to Sean the night before. I wake up the next morning and I look at my phone, and the email says your channel has been removed. And that's a dreadful email. Like, man. I've gotten it too many times, and it's starting to get crazy because
it's the third time, right? Third or fourth? No.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to mention too much, but it's okay. So, but I'm a minus previous. Last year, I got hacked. Was able to get in touch with YouTube through Twitter. So, if anybody ever has this problem, just go on Twitter and type @TeamYouTube. They will talk to you, but make sure to give them a follow so they can, you can talk to them in the inbox. That's the only way you could actually talk to somebody in the inbox, is if you're following each other. So, give them a follow and then give them a shout out in a tweet. That's what I did. It's, it sucks. You have to go public, but I was just like, hey, YouTube, I just got hacked and hijacked and blah, blah, blah. And, everybody could like it and talk. Hey, what's up, ODD? You got hacked? Like,
at least it's out there. At least people knew right away that you knew. Because I was getting DMs on Instagram, like, what's up with ODD's channel? And I'm like, oh no. And it's just that feeling. I go to YouTube, type it in, like I did the very first time with the fucking V-Link or whatever the guy. Yeah. Or what is it? V-Chat?
V-Chain. So, okay.
Let me show it.
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
But yeah, I screen recorded it, man. It was one of those things where I'm like, I think I texted you and you didn't reply right away. And I'm like, okay, fuck that. I'm recording this right now. Because what if he's asleep and he wakes up tomorrow and everything's gone? He's not gonna know what happens. I'm literally in the process of seeing it unfold, like step by step. Because for a while your logo was still there and your subscriber numbers was there, but it would go to that chat live thing, some Asian guy. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And eventually just all your shit disappeared, your subscribers, your view. I'm like, and obviously you knew by then, you already knew, but I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? And that was a while ago, guys, for the audience. We're not talking about right now, but that was a while ago. That was the initial time, I believe.
Was this late September last year? Or I believe it was late September, if it wasn't late October.
Yeah, it was right after you came on my old podcast, Level Headed Podcast. It was right after that. And it was shocking. And that was, how long was it out for that time? I remember it was down for a few days, right? Or
I was
did you get it back?
It took me 7 days to recover at that time. I actually gave up, dude. I didn't even know about the Twitter thing, right? So I find out my channel's gone through a hacker, And I think there's nothing I could do because I've experienced loss before and there was no recourse. And to this day, there's been no recourse for that, but forget about that. So this happens. And I'm like, I just remember the initial time in 2016 when I had a loss, and I after 30 days, it took me like a month to like finally accept it and move on. But I even hand wrote a letter to YouTube and sent it, dude, in the mail. That's how desperate I was. You can't get a hold of these people. And so I'm looking around, and I find somebody on YouTube made a video saying my channel was hacked. I was using keywords like hacked and hijacked channel. Somebody made a video like, oh, this is what you do. It was an Indian guy. And he was like, this is what you do if your channel gets hijacked. And he said, go on Twitter and, tweet at you. He typed in every YouTube variation there was, like at YouTube this, at YouTube that. I found out it was all you need to do is holler at Team YouTube.
At Team YouTube. Okay.
So I did that. They got back to me within 3 hours. Asked me to follow them so they could holler at me in my inbox. They's like, go ahead and delete that message because you put a little bit too much personal info in there. Delete your tweet and talk to us in the inbox. They sent me a form, the channel hijack form investigation. And
wow.
You fill it out, submit it, and they go over it. They make sure that what you're saying looks accurate, and if it does, they give you your channel back. They have so many servers and so much stuff that your channel, no matter how many times it gets deleted, it's stuck on something still there alive.
It's still like it's recoverable. Yeah.
Yes, they can. So they just pull it back.
It's good to know. Bring
it back to life. It would have to be down for like probably at least a month or more before it's finally totally gone. But anyway,
elaborate on this twice. Wasn't it twice, right?
Okay, yeah. So last week was the second time. First time was the VChain. And guys, get this. This is how they do it. The hijacker comes in. I'm not even sure how they're doing this. I have to use my thumbprint. I have to use a authentication code to get into my channel. So whoever's doing this, they're bypassing these security features that I'm implementing, and I'm really curious as to how, because that's crazy. But systems inevitably always have flaws, so people find a way to exploit these flaws, and that's how it works. But the people are getting into it could be you, it could be me, it could be some guy down the street, John. They get into our channel, they play a live video of something to do with a Bitcoin or some sort of cryptocurrency course, like they're teaching you something. Like this is I'm not sure, but I think it's a paid course. And so live streaming it is a huge no-no. You can't live stream somebody's course, right? So off top, immediate ban, like termination.
The actual channel's banned from
right away.
Yeah.
So the first time the person went through one by one, deleted each video, and then played the live stream. And so they thought that might have been like enough to keep me down, but YouTube came back and was like, he was hijacked, reinstate all his stuff, and they just dug them all out of the garbage and reinstated everything was there intact. I had to refill in some of the information, but it was all there. Same thing happened this time. Different deal though. They named the channel not VChain. They named it Micro Strategy, and they played a cryptocurrency course from an American. It looks like a Caucasian guy. Same deal though. It's it's all the same.
And it's weird how their logo looks like ours.
Yeah,
like the red, like the 3. It's just weird, man. It's fucking weird.
Coincidence, huh? 3, the triple truth.
Yeah, whoever's doing this, shoot us an email. Come on the show. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Whoever the fuck's doing this, let's talk.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Come on, hit me up. I mean, these guys are good. Whatever they're doing.
They must be, man. And it sucks, though. It sucks that you have to go through this bullshit and just have that stress, man. Like, I'm not even the one going through it, but I still felt that stress. Like when we were talking a couple days ago, I'm just like, bro, like what
this one was way more stressful this time because the first time back last year, September, channel gone. Took me 7 days to find out to holler at Twitter. got the channel back pretty quick after that. This time I already knew what to do. So I holler at Twitter, get my channel back the next morning. So the channel is deleted. I get it back within a day, basically.
Quick. Yeah, that one was quick.
YouTube sends me a letter that night, about 3 a.m, the following night, leading into the morning, saying, we reviewed, dear ODD TV, we reviewed your videos, or we reviewed your channel and decided that they go against our community guidelines, and we have no choice but to terminate you. So I was brought back to life from the hack, only to be terminated by YouTube, saying they went over my videos and I shouldn't be there. And I was like,
it's fucking scary, man.
What is going on? So I didn't know what to do. It said at the bottom of the email that said they were getting rid of me, it said, click here if you think this was a mistake. And they gave me 1,000 words. So I used almost all of them, explaining, hey, I've been here on that channel. My channel has been on YouTube. You could look verifiably for 12 years, since 2009. Yeah, 12 years, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. So I think that's what I wrote in the thing. I was like, I've been here for 12 years. I'm verified as a musician. I got the check mark, and the check mark turned into a music symbol after I asked for that. And, so it's all verified. And I was like, look, man, you guys are like, I make a living off of this. This is what I do now for a living. Like, my music is out there constantly being played. I'm constantly being discovered by new people that are interested in staying up with what I'm going to be putting out in the future. So that all benefits me and helps me stay alive, And so I'm like, you guys are really putting a damper on like, if I lose, basically I was going to have to go find a job within the next 2 weeks if I really had no recourse for the channel coming back. But not only did I fill out that form, I went on Twitter again and I was like, hey, Team YouTube, what's up? I think
once again, like, what the fuck? That's
exactly what I started to. I said, once again, I've been hit. I was like, I just was reinstated. So I think it's a oversight. You guys, like, whoever hit the reinstate button, somebody thought maybe that I really did play that live stream and was like, no, this guy is not supposed to be here. Like, and then somebody sorted it out and was like, oh, okay, he didn't play it. He was hijacked. Yeah. I'm not sure but that's how I feel like it went down. So I was brought back. I'm here. They actually, you know what? You were asking me the other night, Sean, you were like, did they send you anything? And finally
I just wanted to hear a fucking explanation. It goes back and forth. Like,
I didn't get anything explaining, but they did apologize. This is the first time they've done that. And I got the thing in the mail. It says, I could pull it up actually, real quick. It's actually pretty nice. I was like, sweet, man. Finally, they say something cool. So here's the first thing they sent me. Hi, ODD TV. We reviewed. Okay, so keep in mind, this is after they just got done reinstating me from being hijacked. And I was like, phew. Coast clear.
And that one was quick. Remember, that was the next morning.
Yeah. So, and then this was probably 12 hours after that. So, hi, ODD. We have reviewed your content and found severe or repeated violations of our community guidelines. Because of this, we have removed your channel from YouTube. But we know this is probably very upsetting news. Nah, it's cool. No worries, man. You want me to make you some lunch every day too? And
right.
You want me to rub your feet when you come home from work? What's
very
up?
Upsetting news. Yeah. A safe place. How's your channel unsafe? What the fuck are they talking about? That shit doesn't make any sense to me, man.
Yeah. So you can appeal this decision. Luckily, like, they were actually, but they do this sometimes where you get there's like, they don't tell you why. There's no button to click on to like plead your case, but I actually clicked a button. They let me spill. I was like, blah, blah, blah. I just told you what I said, but there's this. And then after a day of stressing out and me and Sean talking on the phone, like, dude, what's up? I was like, this is gone for good, dude. I know it. I was stressing. I was like, I'm going to find a job right now. I'm out of here, dude.
Yeah. It was hard to just even say anything like positive to him, to you. It's just like, after this one, it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, how are you supposed to get this back?
Yeah. Okay. So what do? I sent the thing. about 6 hours later, I go on Twitter and I do the thing again. I even fill out the same form I filled out before. And then suddenly this is in my inbox. And I'm like, we're pleased to let you know that we recently reviewed your YouTube account. And after taking another look, we can confirm that it is not in violation of our terms of service. We have lifted the suspension of your account and it is once again active and operational. We'd like to thank you for your patience while we reviewed the case. Our goal is to make sure content doesn't violate our guidelines so YouTube can be safe for all. Sometimes we make mistakes trying to get that right. We hope you understand, and we're sorry for any inconvenience and frustration this caused. Just the wording of that made me like, oh, okay, all right, man, I'll let y'all slide this time. Don't let it happen again, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. I think that they were listening to our phone call that night where it was like, let's go show up over there and say what up to them. Wherever their main headquarters are, we just show up like, fuck it. And they're like, you know what? No, you're good.
So
no, you're good.
There's the story of that. Yeah, no, you ain't lying, man.
No, that's fucked up though, man. It was,
hey, I got it back and they admitted they're wrong. So I mean,
shit gets scary though, man, because now it's like, what if you want to like upload a preview of something with a little bit of, you know, we're on YouTube now. So I'll just say, you know what that's going on in the world. And you want to just touch on it a little bit on your YouTube. It's like a feeling of like, you kind of can't, because they'll just jump on it like, okay, now you're really gone because of this. It's like it sucks, man. That's like it's just always a shitty feeling now.
I felt like that, but I feel like that right now. I felt like that before that happened.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It sucks.
I always feel like that, to be honest. Gotta be worried somewhat. But the fact is stuff they've taken down that's still on my channel. Everything they've battled me. I've battled them, I should say. They've taken down a song, right to remain ignorant. Those lyrics are pretty, they're iffy when it comes to the guidelines, but I didn't violate any guidelines. It's just a fact. So they try to take that on the guidelines, and I battled it and was like, show me where the misinformation about COVID is located.
Yeah.
And, because the beginning of the song, I'm like, Bill Gates, Bill Gates is responsible for all the vaccines they're giving us. And it's like, how is that misinformation? That's what I said. And they couldn't.
Like, you want some news articles, or you want some videos of him talking about it for you want to see Event 201? Like, what did you want? Because all that's still on YouTube. Nothing's wrong with that. All that's still there. But if you talk about it in a song, it's like, oh no, misinformation. Like,
misinformation. What? Yeah. So I was like, how's that? I fought them and they gave it back. And they're like, you're right. It's not misinformation. And then they did it to Pharmakia Part 1. The first one, I couldn't get back. There was nothing I could do. I fought it. They was like, nope, you're in the wrong, staying down. I re-edited it, put it back on. They took it down for like a day, and I battled it, and they put it back and said, yeah, it's fine. And so since that has occurred, it's like double jeopardy. I can't lose that case again.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you just hang on to these emails. Obviously, don't ever get rid of these screenshots, because, if they try to pull some dumb shit again, at that point, it's like, hey, look, you guys, how often are you going to keep doing this? There's got to be a way to not allow this to keep happening to my account.
But we know it's only a matter. I mean, our days are numbered. We know this.
Yeah, YouTube's trying to clean house. It seems like that's all they're doing. But you know what? I love to hear the success stories that you just went through.
Yeah,
it gives me that hope of like, you just got to keep fighting. See, maybe there's a lot of people, maybe even like myself, that would have, because I've had a lot of stuff banned, or I had strikes on shit before, and they just take it down. Children's Memorial Hospital removed one of my videos a couple years ago. So about the what's from before COVID. But it's just the point. It's like, they shouldn't be allowed to do that without a real explanation, or like, hey, from this minute to this minute is where this, you broke the rules or something like that. They just take it down. It doesn't make any sense to me, but this is the world we live in now, man. It's
I fight everything. that is a thing that I've always done since I started making these, since I've been in this community. Every single time they've come at me and try to take something away from me, I've fought with all my might, and I've probably 75-80% of the time I usually win.
Yeah. That's good to hear, though. It just sucks you have to go through it, you know?
Yeah. I end up in a place, just luckily by chance, I end up in a place where it's only occurring on one video at a time. So like I'm battling this one, and then, you know, it's not like, oh snap, I have a strike and two guideline strikes and they're hitting me now with this. It's usually like I had a strike, time went by, the strike cleared up, and then something happened again. So it's I'm always sitting on like number one. I have been on number two a couple of times, strike wise. And like, that is the most stressful situation. You just literally sit there and you're like, okay, I'm not releasing anything until one of those strikes is up, you know?
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary, man. And I'm only sitting right under 70,000 subscribers on YouTube, but it's still, it's scary. It's like,
your work, how many videos have you had taken and removed? You have excellent work.
Head, thank you. Top of my head, 7 of them.
You put all your effort into these docs. They're wonderful, short, mini documentaries, and sometimes they're not so mini. Sometimes they're pretty long.
It used to really suck, man, to put all that work in and then it's just gone the next day. And it's like, I just did all that research and all that editing and all that sleepless nights it's like, at the time, of course, it's like for nothing. It's like I did all that for nothing.
Yeah, we have these other platforms.
Sucks. Well, I always have them on my website for donation because people have like, for a year now, like, how do I donate to you? And it's like, I'm like, I don't have anything like that. And when I looked at PayPal back then, it was like, they had the little box where it's like 20, 50, 100. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, I want someone to get something if they want to donate. So, for the films, so they're always there. But on YouTube, I'd be like, no, they're also on YouTube. So watch them on YouTube. It's no big deal. It's just if you want to support. But then YouTube just started, it's like, I felt like it was after the website or something. It was weird, man. It's like they just started taking them down one by one. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, one of them was The Truth in Plain Sight. That was up for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Like after 2 years, you take it down. Yeah. And then there's no explanation. I appeal. They don't reply. I didn't know the Twitter trick at all. Not trick, but I didn't even know the whole Twitter situation.
Oh, yeah. And I don't think you do that for a video, though. So just,
really?
Channel. Yeah. A video. What you want to do with the video is just an appeal on a video. And if I've luckily been able to be in fair use most of the time I'm using stuff. Clips, when you're using clips of people talking from the news, from a TV show, from a movie, you can use those as fair use. It really is fair use. If you fight it and you say it's fair use, the person that's giving you the problem in the first place is going to have to take you to court. And if they don't show YouTube evidence that they set up the court dates and they have it all ready to go, then they have to reinstate your video. And so I'd known this, and every time I fight it, I'm like, I know they're not going to take me to court because it's guaranteed it's fair use.
Fair use. Yep. It's a scare tactic that usually works, I'm assuming, with most people.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's sad. But also, though, audio, though, is very iffy, a place to play around. Audio is harder you can't really fit. You're not teaching somebody about the audio like, educational purposes and stuff.
You're using it to market whatever you're using, whatever.
Yeah. And though it meets like 3 of the conditions for fair use, it doesn't meet the 4th one. So you have to meet all 4 of the conditions for fair use, which is non-commercial. It's transformative in nature. It doesn't affect the original market value of the work. And one other one.
Something else. Yeah. That's why I purposely stayed away from any popular, whatever you want to call it, song when I made Level last year, because like that's the last thing I want is someone coming after me for a song. And then, I'm like, I have a great artist that's standing in front of us right here, right now, sitting in front of us right here, ODD. So he helped me out big time with that. He had a lot of instrumentals that maybe he hasn't used or something he just made, and it just flowed. As you guys know, it flowed. So I want to publicly thank you for that. I feel like I've never done that. You did such a good job helping me out with that. So
I appreciate it. it was wonderful to make music for that, and also have some things that have been sitting around for a while with dust on them that never really got to be utilized. So they thank you for actually, it's like, like,
for sure.
like Toy Story, like they're happy to be played with. Like these instruments are like, thank you for using.
Yeah, it's like you remember making those tracks and then you haven't utilized them, and then you hear them and you're like, oh, okay, cool, that flows, that for sure.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool, man.
A lot of people don't know. I in 2014, just before I started YouTube, I was running a company selling beats and leasing them online. It's called Underworld Instrumentals, and it was a globe earth on fire on the bottom, and like that was the O in world, Underworld. The logo was just that, basically. It said Underworld Instrumentals and then the world on fire for the O. But
They're burning the CGI.
I made all these beats every day. I had one beat a day. That was my little thing. I'm gonna make one beat a day. I did that for about 100 days straight.
Oof, nice,
and
man.
I got them out there, and nothing, man. After a year,
really,
I leased enough to buy a couple pizzas, like from Pizza Hut, and maybe like, I don't know, man. My girlfriend was taking care of me at the time, and I was like, just have faith. I could, you take care of me. I'm going to take us to the glory, I'm going to take us all the way, baby. Just
all the way. Just stick it out. Stick it out for now.
After a year, the crickets were chirping, and I'm looking at her like, I don't know what happens. I thought, it wasn't me. I don't know.
It wasn't me.
Must have been somebody messed me up.
Like I have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, like if it was up, like I know for a fact it was supposed to work. Like I don't know. But I jumped back in the workforce, and that's when I actually started doing like maintenance, and I actually pretty much started maintenance and YouTube pretty much at the same time. So
yeah.
I would just go do my maintenance job, come home and work on it. I was so stoked. In the beginning, it was the honeymoon with making videos. I loved it. I can't lie. I am a little burnt out, and I have been for a couple of years, but doesn't mean I don't still want to make videos and that I'm not going to, because I'm working on stuff right now. But have you ever experienced creator burnout?
Yes, I have. It's. I feel like a little bit more recently. I haven't had that as much, but since 2016, since I started making these, yeah, I've had it. And sometimes I'll read comments and I'll see like, when's your next video, and it just mentally kind of makes me feel like, yeah, they're right. And especially back in the day, because I would put so much work into it, and so it took so much time to make them. And I had a shitty, slow laptop that most of the time back then, like really, actually, I was everything up to level before you sent me this one, which saved it, for me. I think that's the main inspiration in terms of like, let's make some more and let's do more. But back in the day, a lot of it was because of how slow the laptop was. And I knew the whole process. I'm like, I always wanted to, but the burnout for me was more like, I just need time off from the not the truth, because that's just my addiction in general. Oh yeah, right behind you. Hold on one second. Let me finish my thought. But it wasn't that. It was like I burned out of like, it's like, man, like there's so much bullshit. Everything's a lie. Like you get that energy drain of like, this sucks, man. And like, it's like I'm just trying to tell people about it and shit. And it's like, it just sucks. It's like this is shitty, but then you get that excitement back with it. Like, especially like when Tartaria came around, there's like different topics. I'm like, you're like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, this is some good truth. This is crazy truth. And like, you want to get back into some new topics or do something new. So like, that's kind of how I am now. Anything that's going on in the world, it just inspires me to like be like, that's all lies. I have to make something proving that and showing the truth to that. Like nowadays it's a little bit easier, but I used to get burned out probably once or twice a year, every year. And I would take a few months off and just just not make videos. I had a full-time job back then too. And it was very hard to find the time to do it, especially when I got more hours at my job back then. And it's like, I don't even have the time to do this. There was a part of me even years ago that was like, I'm going to have to, how can I quit and do this all the time? Because this would be great to wake the world up all the time and constantly making things. But it's hard to do that, man, especially nowadays, man. Just financially, seems like everybody's always strapped. So we gotta come out of this and we have to keep getting better. But now it's on to the big film. So, that'll be my main focus right now. But crazy picture behind you. That I'm assuming that's 1920 Spanish flu.
Yeah, something like that. The 100 years ago one. That's eerie, man. And it's like, it seems like with the chick with the note on her, it seems like she's proud of wearing it. This is just my family.
Oh, dude, I'm like, can you imagine if you were for I'd be like, oh, dude, my bad. Fuck. Like, actually, no, not my bad. What the fuck, bro? Elaborate, man. Yeah, that's sad, man. Like David said, what was it, last week or the week before, that it's every 100 years? Yeah. Something like this. At least that's reported.
Yeah, I mean, people they could give or take a little something to make it add up to their truth or to make it sound cooler, but it could be, at least
so much
even if it is.
Yeah.
Even if something happened in the first 20 years of each century, not exactly, they make it seem like it happened exactly on 1920, 1820, 1720, and that's just not really the case.
I'm pretty sure that's what is documented as this is the year that this event happened, but I can't get on board with their events anymore. But before the late 1800s, even like anything before that, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember looking it up because I was trying to confirm that, and I guess I couldn't really confirm it nor kind of debunk it. So true. I used a picture in one of my early videos for the subject. But let's see. Yeah. What was I going to say?
Wear a mask or go to jail.
I had some. Oh yeah, they could easily make photos like this if they wanted to now, right? I mean, you could just dress up, take a black and white photo, and make it look like.
Yeah, but by the looks of I think that looks like only electricity on those poles. I could be wrong. Just because, again, that could be created
that's
too.
That's a NASA green screen.
Yeah, I know. Okay, green screen. Yeah, that's true though. I mean, you do make that's an honest point. No one can disagree with that point, especially nowadays. It's like
I think this is real. I'm just giving you my
me too.
point of view. Well, I just don't.
But for example, no, good. The point I'm trying to make is the example is there was a NASA video that looked so believable. Of course, we've seen it all the time where, they're flipping something and it glitches the CGI, right? So it's like, it's believable, but I was going to use it in some trailer I made, something. And, I'm like, okay, wait, before I put that out, let me go verify. I had to go verify, especially you're trying to find the high definition version. You want to see the raw version. And it was bullshit. It was bullshit. He was flipping a can or something. And the video I saw, the can disappeared and it was like a huge CGI glitch. In my opinion, it was one of the best. I was so excited. And then when I found the raw version from NASA, and when that part happened, it never happened. So someone created it.
I hate that, man.
Well, I think people do that on purpose. Like,
to make us
trolls. Of course. Because they want you to
we all
use
start,
it in Instagram.
We all start sharing it, and then it could be like, nope, never happened.
Here's the real version. I'm like, you ain't gonna fucking get me.
Checkmate.
You ain't gonna get me. I'm gonna verify that shit. Fuck that.
I do that too.
Especially nowadays. But I'm just attesting to your point of, even this photo could be fake because anyone can do anything nowadays. But I agree with you. I think this one's legit. It looks. It
was like we almost started sharing this cartoon, but we never did. Maybe people in the audience have seen it. There's a cartoon going around. Looks like it's old school black and white cartoon.
Yeah, and they're
all these people.
We can't say the words who are on YouTube, but they're doing this. They're putting something in someone's butt. It's like a cartoon display. It's like,
and it's something like the title of it is like Early Warning or something.
Yep. An Early Warning cartoon. Is that?
Yeah.
And it's like a weird, like a weird voice. Like, no, that's what's going on.
It sounds
that's it. You know,
that was
as far as I know, it's bullshit.
Put together genius. It looks close to real, but even Dave was looking at it. He was like, just the way it was. How do you say? The
layers, like the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to say a stupid word that NASA always does. What do you call it when you
curve? I'm just
all the
stupid words.
Oh, it starts with a C.
Oh, great! I could have been right, but I wasn't.
Not curve. It's
that probably fucked us up.
It's image.
Composite.
Thank you. Compositing. The cartoon had too crisp. It was too crisp up in the front composite where it had some sign hanging in the front to say the end or something, and the cartoon in the background was it's just the people were blurring out certain things and making things leaving things too crisp on some spots, and then with all that you can kind of see spot fakery.
Well, once I saw a couple debunked videos on it, because I'm like, is this legit? And I mean, you could tell that they were taking CGI. They were just pulling out animations from old films or even newer than it looked. And they would take out, I'm not good at animation like that, but I'm sure it makes sense how it's done, but they took out the background. They took that layer of the animated guy, put it over another one, and then changed the shape of stuff. And it's like someone, that was fucking believable to me.
Check this out, man. This is what I was doing the other day, is just searching through.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Were those the freedom fighters then? We're not going to put it over everything. Now they just wear it up here. It's if you're going to do this, just take the whole thing off. Let's all just what is everybody doing? You're walking around like this.
It almost looks like an eye patch. A pirate eye patch. And then these look like tampons or something.
It's like the one on the airplane recently. I don't know, within the last month or two on YouTube that I saw a video. A guy had red panties on his face, and I think they threw him off the plane. I think then when he left the plane, other people that were on the plane, strangers, were like, "We're leaving too." So this is BS. He clearly is covering his face. It's it was panties though, but not good.
Still
enough.
though, smells better sometimes.
Look at these two. This is a family portrait.
This was put on as, I believe, so
JCPenney family photo day.
They claim Hollywood actors used to cover their without any sickness. They would claim it would stop germ spreading, but actors would practice kissing with face masks like this in their scenes before movies, with these kind of masks on, and so I think this is some actors doing that, and same here. This might be the same people here. I think it is.
They're probably turned into that. Yeah.
You look at his hair and her hair, and then see the same hair.
This is good. Yeah, I've never seen this, man.
Yeah. If you
go ahead.
You know how when you find one image and you could keep on going, basically, it'll show you a bunch of images that have to do with it once you find one on a search, right?
Yeah.
So basically, I just got stuck on this search. I ended up with the doctors wearing those bird beak masks, and I was like, okay, I gotta go to bed.
The bird beak.
Yeah, it said they used to stuff herbs and vinegar in their bird beak so they could, because they were afraid the bad air is what got them sick with the Black Plague.
Oh,
they say if they would if the air stank like a fart. They would think that was the sickness. We're going to get sick. What
was that movie with years ago?
Flowers, petals and stuff.
Yes, another thing that reminds me of that was with years ago, of course. It was Mark Wahlberg and it was The Happening, where they go outside and they smell something and then they just put their head under a lawnmower. I'll be right back.
The trees make them commit suicide by spreading their seeds or something.
I know, but that's probably what, in the sense of how they had all that fear back then about the farty air, they're going to pass away if they smell it, and they put this thing on. It's what?
The Gift, The Gifted, Gifted. Have you seen it? The title. Correct me if I'm wrong, audience. The Gift. I think it's a little girl. She is like shaved bald, and they're all on lockdown. There's a bunch of other kids, and there's teachers teaching these kids in an underground asylum thing, and like if they go outside, there's these spores, mushrooms, giant mushrooms. And
I've never seen this one, but keep going.
Spreading these little spores and stuff. And if you breathe it in, I think they turn into like, they get really angry, kind of like the zombies from the movie 28 Days Later, kind of rage zombies.
Yeah, mad and shit.
Yeah, so that's a good one. I think it's called The Gift.
I gotta check this out.
By the end, yeah, I think I just gave it all away. I'm an idiot. Like, I think you find it out by the end. It's a mushroom, and you're like, "Oh shit!" Like that's what I was.
Fucking
cool. Mushroom. Yeah, spores. I like the word spore. There's a video game called Spore I used to play, and it actually has.
What's
actually? It was a computer game, and it gives a lot of credence to evolution. And so I played this game a lot before I woke up to anything. And you build your characters, and you start off as you get all these parts from like lizards and mammal dinosaurs, and like you just have all these parts, and you can make your characters by mixing and matching feet, hands. You take the beak of a bird and the fin of a shark and the hands from a. You
just create your own animal
out of every
like an actual mutt animal.
Yeah, it's like super chimera type stuff. But spore. So that word stuck with me. So when I hear that, I'm like spores. But spores, mushrooms are spreading this. Oh yeah. Sorry to go all over the place. There's this documentary about mushrooms. And you know how like they're.
You mean like magic mushrooms?
Nah, but like how like they're
just the vegetable.
The biggest thing on earth, like the biggest how do they put it? System of like, cause it's like, it just like it, one mushroom is just sticking up out of the ground, but you go under and follow it. It's spreading all throughout the ground. It's everywhere it's popping up. It's all one thing.
Wow. Yeah. The roots.
So mushrooms are like the biggest biggest organism.
Really?
On Earth.
And I can't stand them. I'm sure they're so healthy. That's one of those. I only have a few things in life that I'm like, I can't eat them.
Man,
I can't. Onions is number one. I can't do it.
If you want to substitute, anybody wants to substitute a burger besides Sean, just get the big fat mushroom cap and cook it with spices and even like
like a portobello on the grill. I've been offered that because I don't eat meat, so I've been offered that. I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, I won't eat that. Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe I'll give it a shot. I don't know what it is about the slimy, rubbery mushrooms. Maybe those are cooked differently. I could fuck with them, but
I get you. I felt the same way. I bit into this thing and I was like, oh, I found a whole new heaven, man. I love these things now.
Well,
really good.
I would probably give that a shot if it's try to replicate, something like that. And I would probably give it. Maybe I should try.
Yeah. I didn't finish what I was talking about. This documentary about mushrooms this guy put out was brilliant. I forget what it was called. Here it is. It's called Cosmic Mildew. Let me play a little something for you guys real quick.
Scientists could not recognize that cancer is a mycelium because of its narrow specialization. Some studied chlamydia, others mycoplasma, third trichomonad, and did not understand, not all of course, that these are the 3 stages of development of a single fungus, which by the way were studied by the 4th scientists. These stages are visible on the example of the mud mushroom, called slime mold. It goes through several stages of development. From the spores grow amoeba and flagella. So
he's demonizing mushrooms basically in this documentary. It's very interesting watch nonetheless. But the takeaway from it is mushrooms shorten your lifespan. So it's like, wow, it's kind of fear-based kind of stuff. And
I'm going to watch it either way. I'm going to watch the whole thing.
It's very interesting. And especially the guy put out No Forest on Flat Earth. he took the community by storm with that video. And this was he was trying to do that again. And he didn't quite nail it like he did with No Forests, but he started getting people going for a minute, but it fizzled out.
I mean, I'm interested to see what anyone has to say about anything really, but
everybody should watch it.
This is something that could be crazy that no one knows about.
It's interesting for sure. I mean, it's definitely something to take in, and then you could utilize that to form your own hypothesis or for what it is. It might not be what he's trying to say, but you could be like, I mean, he just blew my mind. I learned new things that I never knew before about the fact that mushrooms, like I was saying earlier, connect and make the world's largest organism. That was like, whoa, that fact alone is mind boggling.
That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, that's something I didn't know at all. So just having an actual fact about it in that sense can open the door to like, whoa, now what? It's like, now that we know it's the biggest, I didn't know that. It's like, okay, let's see what this guy has to say about it.
Maybe it's like Super Mario Brothers and we just eat a mushroom and we'll get bigger and turn into a giant. Extra life.
Nice throwback. Nice shout out, Mario. I was a Mario 2 guy back in the day. I feel
me too.
I was just that guy that's like, everybody's like, that one's the worst. I'm like, you don't even know.
You're lame, dude. I was always the princess floating on my jump.
To me, you couldn't even get past the first menu without princess. Like, how could people? Maybe that's why no one wanted to pick princess, and they picked the other ones. And
they felt gay or something. Like, it's not my fault you feel gay, because I felt like a man playing as princess.
That was a trap back then. That was a trap. It started it all. They want
and Toad, though, he could lift the coin things out of the ground really fast. So he was like ding 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 ding.
Yeah, Toad was the fastest. Luigi had that jump.
He had a jump with the leg kick.
I didn't like him in that.
Mario sucked. Mario couldn't jump. He was like well rounded, but he still sucked at everything. But I was my order of the three would be Princess? two, 3, then 1. That's just me. 2, 3, 1.
Yeah, 3 with the P-wing and the whistle and all that shit. I fucking love that, man. Memories as a kid. Well, 1 was cool, but maybe because 1 I was like, a real little kid when 1 came out, so like we couldn't afford anything like that. As eventually my friend got
I get what you're saying now. Yeah, part 3 was cracking. When Super Nintendo hit the scene and the Super Mario Brothers, Yoshi. When we were first introduced to Yoshi, that's when I was in there, man. That's when I was like, yeah, it's cracking now. I was up night and day, coming home from school every day after school, come home, play that until the next day starts the school. And then I made it to stuff that I could get to in like 5 minutes now, like just literally because I know the cheats, like to get there, like
all the cheat codes. Yeah,
there's like not even cheats, but like shortcuts, like. There's this Star World that has all these secret bonus levels that are hardcore and they're awesome.
Which version are you talking about?
Super Mario on the Super Nintendo.
The Super Nintendo, okay.
This is the first one with Yoshi. And so this Star World every level had a different color Yoshi, and each color Yoshi has this particular power. Yellow Yoshi has stomp power. If you jump next to an enemy, they get knocked off the level. Blue, if you have to eat a shell to have the power too. You have to hold the shell in your mouth. So Yoshi would have a big mouth. You suck the shell in. Blue Yoshis could fly. Red Yoshis could.
It sounds fun. I never played this one.
They all could do something different.
I gotta get a ROM or something on here and just give it a 5 minute. I said distraction, of course. Yeah, but these are memories, man.
I still play ROM.
Memories, man.
I play Sonic the Hedgehog, Echo the Dolphin. I play Eternal Champions.
You agree with me that in terms of like children, even us as children, but all children, like I look at it from like they watch cartoons or they watch. I mean, anything on TV is bad, especially nowadays. But, in terms of someone that's always just staring in front of a TV, watching something versus a video game, no matter what, and maybe I'm biased because I went through it that way, but a video game's way better for a child, especially like a learning one, or even Mario. You're solving a puzzle. You have to get. It's like you're constantly using your brain in different ways, and you want to. It's like competition. There's different parts of your brain that are activated, in my opinion. But just staring at a television like this, for me, it's like, what's the child doing in that sense? Nothing really.
Out of the two, you're definitely right. As a father that's raised, I have a 21-year-old, and I also was with a woman who had a child. I got with her when the child was like 5, and by the time we broke up, he was 12. And I still know him. He's a great kid, and he's awesome. He's like 15 now, 16. And but watching these kids grow up with that's all they cared about was video games. My son and the young man that I helped raise for a little while, he's a great kid, but they grew up with video games. And I mean, maybe the video games we played were more innocent, but now
I would say so. I mean, because of graphics got so much better.
Like my son is into the Call of Duty, and it's all about war. Yeah. And then the young kid was into Five Nights at Freddy's, which is all horror.
Yeah, so don't get it twisted, audience. I'm more talking about like the old school, 80s, 90s games and stuff. I felt like they were
Excite Bike. Kung Fu,
Kung Fu? I used to love Kung Fu. Maybe games like Kung Fu, even like that doesn't. I mean, what kind of development is that? So I get it, but
it's violent.
Yeah, you're moving this thing. There's 2 buttons, but again, I mean, for me,
yeah. Yeah.
I'm sitting there like 9, 10 years old, just like, come on. So yeah, again,
a knife at you, like, oh, who's this guy throwing a knife?
There are some games that it's like, what is that doing? I still, in terms of development for a child, I feel like if you have to, if both should not be there, I get that, but if you have to pick one, video games, come on, because they're actually trying to. They're constantly doing something with their brain, and they're trying to figure. They're problem solving. They're doing so many more things that are not that bad to do as a child and developing than just staring at a TV. I mean, that's just my 2 cents.
That's true, but since you're talking about it, I guess I was in the wrong. And the mom, we used it as a cop out we just let them play, we didn't cut them off, and which we should have, so that's our fault. I say, if you do that, make it a healthy time frame and cut them off at a certain point. I let them go and let them go.
Back in the day.
Yeah, I didn't. I grew up without one, so I kind of let that fall into my fatherhood as raising them. I was just let them play, and I was like, even if my lady would be mad or something, I'd be like, just let them play, But looking back, and that probably wasn't the right way to do it.
Sure. I think, understandable though, because that's what you do.
Yeah, I'm just being honest, but limiting video games. They're definitely using their brain, and then you limit them and make it to where they don't have access to it nonstop.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Or as just a reward, it's like, hey, you're doing good at this, or you're.
Yeah. If you can do it right, it's way better than TV for sure.
It is. That's the main point, man. It's like, it's just, I've been to family members' houses or whoever, just acquaintances, they have kids, or it's just TV. That's about it. I've been here for 2 hours, and it's just.
I know. I love it. I had no cutoffs with TVs or video games. So I was on both of them, and I was raised with HBO, and I was constantly just every movie. I never turned the TV off too. I actually have a problem now where I can't even sleep. I can sleep with the TV off now. That went all the way until my early 20s. I couldn't sleep without a TV being on. Now it's a fan. It's changed to a fan, but I cannot sleep unless there's noise.
You mean no noise, right? Like it's silent, you can't sleep, right?
Silence is the loudest thing in the world to me. If there's nothing going on, it's like this buzzing starts in my head, and I'm like, whoa, turn on the AC or something. I need to hear some white noise to kill.
What do you call it? Like a pure air purifier, one of those types of things. Yeah. Where it sounds like a fan, but it's not a fan, right? But when I go to sleep, every time I have to hear it. I used to be music. It used to be music, usually like soft music or something like that, like just chill music, and I'd fall asleep.
Yeah,
But I can't. I swear, I'm not making this up. I also changed to that fan sound. This has been probably only a year, but I just changed. I'm with you though. I need something. I got to hear something.
Yeah. Like I won't sleep.
Buzz.
The silence is so loud.
And I'm cool with when, going camping or something. You sleep outside, you hear crickets or you hear,
the wind blowing.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's the best sleep you ever get. Wake up like, oh man, I feel good.
Oh
yeah. That's what we're supposed to hear at night. It's like one time I lived by a really busy road years ago, and just trucks and beeping and that. I mean, that was the hardest to fall asleep to, just because it was so inconsistent and such the opposite of nature. It's like those are not sounds you're supposed to actually be hearing as you're like trying to pass out and shit. So it was hard. And I'm not the type of person that can like put, what do people put like earplugs in to try to sleep? And I can't do that. I can't shove earplugs in my ear and then try to get comfortable and fall asleep. Can you do that? I can't.
No, I'd be concerned that something's going to happen that I need to hear in order to keep my safety. Like
just in general,
if I can't hear what's going on, like my safety's at risk. So no way would I use earplugs.
Yeah. Just in general, the feeling though, more than anything, it's like
it makes me feel helpless.
Something in your ear and you're trying to like fall asleep. I'm sure there's a lot of people that can do that. I can't do that.
No, yeah, plenty of people could do all sorts of stuff, and it's not for me.
Yeah, they could put what do you call it? They put it over their eyes where it makes it all black, blacked out.
That bothers me too. I don't understand that either.
I don't want shit on my face.
Like,
my beard's enough.
Wrapped around your whole head, and then certain things I just don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, man. That's a whole nother can of worms right there, man. The sleep, what is it called? It's a conspiracy, I know that.
Which one? The sleep
put the eye thing, the things over your eyes.
Oh yeah.
And the earplug conspiracy, man, all of it, bro. But seriously, shoes are a conspiracy, so why not?
Actually, shoes are. If you want to actually elaborate, the rubber soles,
So, and then they smash your feet together. You're born with your feet spread out. If you look at people from other countries that don't wear shoes, their feet and their toes are spread out like Ninja Turtles. Like they walk.
That's how it's supposed to be. Isn't that weird? That's how it's supposed to be.
Americans are you get old, it's all crunched and like
it's got like that hook, like a hook around it.
Yeah,
it's like it curves over. Like it's like,
and you're supposed to be you're the one that does this. You practice this. You need to connect to the earth, right?
Yeah, I'm grounding. I'm grounding right now. You can buy grounding pads to plug into your ground as long as you tested the ground's hooked up, because the ground's got a rod to go straight into the earth and pull that out. That's why, for those that don't know what grounding is, just the whole concept. If you like, all right, say you have a refrigerator, as you know, you would definitely need a big prong. Those 3 prongs, right? The big one at the bottom that has nothing to do with electricity. Now they work together, but it needs the Earth's energy, like a refrigerator and air conditioner. It needs the Earth's energy to actually even fucking turn on, because electricity is not enough. So it uses the Earth's energy, and that's the energy that you get when you camp. So if you camped and you're just touching the earth and your hands, your bare feet, whatever, you walk in the sand, your bare feet. That's grounding. That there's ions in the bottom of your bare foot, and that's why I get pissed off anytime I've ever gone to a beach and I see people with shoes on, gym shoes. They're walking on the sand. I'm like, if you even knew, like, what are you doing? Like, if you just took your shoes and socks off for even 20 minutes, you'd feel like $1 million afterwards, and they don't even know that. And that's why, in my opinion, that's why rubber shoes were pushed out like that, because it's the most. Rubber's like, I mean, you're walking on rubber over grass or over sand. Your feet, your body's getting 0% of the ions that Earth is supposed to give us. We're supposed to, as humans, we're supposed to be sleeping outside, probably naked too, if you actually want to think about it that way. Like, that's what we were created that way, right? So, and that's my opinion, of course, but There's nothing better, man. Yeah. So you combine sun gazing with grounding barefoot, even at the same time. Just it's like you feel a natural high of just happiness and euphoria and pleasure, and just everything's just like you just feel good. Like, and I have a lot of neck issues and back issues at times and stuff because I'm sitting editing a lot, and that'll help. That'll literally help. And there's a documentary too. I think it was on BitChute. I think it's called Grounding, actually, or Earthing, one or the other, one of those words. And it's fucking phenomenal, man. They really get in detail about what it actually does for us as human beings and how it can help us. And how like they were doing trials with like different age groups and stuff with it, and it was reversing a lot of conditions people had, a lot of problems, whether it be as little as insomnia or as big as like I think like some either diabetes or some deficiencies, maybe a cancer. I don't remember what it was, but it was something that there was a lot of stories in there that it really hit home, because we're electric magnetic, it's electric beings. We're like antennas and shit. And the feet, and that's why I think the bottom of the foot is called the sole of your feet, because that's like it's bringing it up, all the Earth's energy into your soul. We're supposed to obviously, as we all know, we're supposed to get sunlight, right? And this is all a part of it. It's all, you don't just stop there. There's other things that we have to do as human beings to thrive. And it's sad. You look at the life expectancy, and it's like 73, probably 75 on average for people. And people be like, oh yeah, no, that's not bad. No, that's terrible. I feel like the people could live to 200 if we knew how, but they make it, the elite or whatever, this conglomerate shit that we have to deal with. They make it very hard. Unfortunately, the knowledge isn't there. There's some hospitals that,
are you talking about the reptilians, bro?
Yeah. There's the reptilians. Yeah, it could be. But there's hospitals that, if you request, they'll bring a grounding pad. They all have them. I can't say all. I'm just going to say most, confidently say most hospitals have grounding mats for, if you're in there, you can request it. It's one of those hidden things that they just, they can't make money off that. So, I mean, you don't know. I got one on my bed, fitted mattress sheet, on the side, you plug it in, this cord, it plugs into the ground. It's hidden too. It's not like just cords everywhere. It looks fine. You can't tell. But at night, I have enough bare skin
on the ground thing.
I have enough bare skin on the bed. Let's put it that way. I have enough bare skin on my bed that my whole body. I wake up feeling great. So
that's cool. Dave sleeps crooked, like
this way.
6 inches.
It's going like slanted. Yeah. I
6 inches high or something on one side. I think your head raised.
I
don't know.
I tried it before I moved, and it was cool. I haven't done it again. I have to do that. I don't
understand. I feel like
I don't understand it, but I still want to experience it.
He says he feels great all the time, and the dude could out energy me any day.
Energy, and he's seems like always in a great mood too. So I understand. I'll give it a try.
I want to do it right.
Not doesn't hurt to try something. But
I set my bed up on these 2 old speakers that I had, and then one night I'm sitting there sleeping, and I bust through the speaker, dude. I'm all.
Are you kidding me?
No.
How long ago was this?
Oh man, it must have been like 8 months ago now.
Oh, please elaborate one more time.
It was fun.
What happened, bro?
Yeah, they're hollow. I took the speakers out and stuff, the actual metal with the magnets, took the speakers out and just wrapped them in like duct tape. And I thought it'd be a good, there's these little like 5-inch monitors, 2 of them, put one on each foot of my bed. And so it raised just about as high as I wanted. And it was hollow on the inside though now. And then the side I sleep on, the other side was fine, or where a girl sleeps and not that heavy. So my fat ass, I'm all.
I bet you woke up like, fuck.
Oh man. Yeah, I woke up everybody, man. So
That's too good. That's probably such a loud sound too.
yeah,
Donk.
it was pretty crazy, man. And yeah, I could laugh about it now, but then I was pretty pissed off. I was like, whoa, because then I had to go because the bed was all super deformed at that point, and then I had to adjust the other side. Just waking up, in the middle of the night, I had to go.
This is in the middle of the night. Yeah,
lift the bed off of the speaker. My side is smashed through the box, so I didn't even worry about it. I just left it. The other one was fine, so I had to get the bed up high enough to pull the speaker out. And
that's fucked up though.
I went through a little bit of process to make it to where they wouldn't slide. So I added stuff on the bottom, and so that stuff was kind of making it stuck, and because I have a rug down too, so I'm like, this was all bad. But looking back, yeah, that's some scene out of like vacation movies or something.
At least you can laugh at it now.
Yeah, but I do want to try it again with something that won't break.
You got to get a grounding mat at some point.
Yeah, I need to. I have a foot massager. That's as closest as I got so far to anything like that. It's pretty dope though, man. It feels like two hands rubbing.
I saw it when I was there. It looks nice for sure.
Yeah, it's cool, man. But
yeah, you get a lot of stress in your feet.
I need to ground. I need to just go out barefooted more often and stand in the grass and look at the sun. Like a lot of stuff that we don't do.
Yeah, I try. I mean, I ground every day, but I don't sun gaze every day. I should, at least a few times a week. But I don't know. For me, it just makes me feel better. Gives me more energy.
We could all use that.
I was starved. Just crunch for time, and I'm around somewhere where it's not. There's nothing I'm gonna eat, and I'll sun gaze for 10 minutes, and it feels like I'm less full. I'm sorry, less full, less hungry, less like, when you're like, oh, I'm fucking hungry. It's like the sun filled me up. It's crazy.
That's cool. I heard about that too.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like literally powering up. Like that's pretty cool. Kind of like the sun powers up a solar panel. Like your eyes. Like imagine that being, the solar panel, and then the energy just raising just by looking. The more you look away and it stops. You look.
Yeah. I feel like,
cool.
We're like in some form of battery where it's negative, positive charge, and we drain our battery, and you have people don't know how to recharge. They go to bed with metal springs and 4G or possibly 5G towers around them. And these metal springs it's all a part of it to me. It's all connected, and everything is just, even though you're sleeping, it's like your cells are still zzz, and I don't know. I feel like at least grounding when you sleep is the most minimum requirement for better health. Not perfect health. I don't think that exists anymore in this world that we live in, unfortunately. But this is
that's the other thing.
To help yourself. The
way they've ruined topsoil with chemtrails and other chemicals, weed killers and stuff like that. Like, that sucks.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely a cancerous world we live in. We just, got to steer clear of the easy ways to be a part of that system that they've created for us. There's just, to me, it's like, if there's a way around it, there's a way around it. It's like, I haven't even pretended to take a sip of tap water in years because, it's spring water, distilled water. Do
you have one of those shower heads that has a filter or
Yeah,
I do too.
I've had that for years, man. That was, and the replacements are a little pricey. So sometimes they,
just get another one.
A little overdue, at times with replacing the filters. But,
better than nothing.
Yeah, there's no fluoride. And this was actually one that
I think
it's rare to find one without the fluoride. And it's not on Amazon, that's for sure. It was another website I went to that has nothing to do with popular sites, no eBay or Amazon shit. It was a real website made with they prove it, like the floor. There's no fluoride coming out. There's no all the other shit coming out. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let me try it out. And
all the ones I find are always like the only ones we can't get are the only ones that we can't block is fluoride or something. That's like what I always see.
Yeah. The I mean, my skin used to be so dry before that. So I know, like that's one of those things where I know that filter is working. I could tell right away. And it's been a long time. I used to have really bad dry skin, man, like bad. And I never understood why.
Oh yeah, chlorine will dry you out, man.
Chlorine,
and fluoride,
all that shit. Just I never put two and two together years ago. Like, oh, the shower, man, it's the same thing. It's and especially a hot shower that's opening your pores and it's letting all that even in more.
Yeah.
So these are years ago people would be like, you waste your money on these expensive waters and these weird filters. You're wasting all this money. I'm like, no, I'm just not spending that money that most people spend on the bar, the dance clubs, like people go out on the weekends and waste all this money, and I can't say shit to them because that's normal, right? You waste all your money on normal shit. It's like, no, well, it's not a waste. I still have these things for years. You went to a club one day, or like you went to a bar or something. It's like, that's a waste of money. People are like, I dropped $200 at the bar last time. Like, you could have literally got a filter that saves your skin for years to come with that same amount of money, but you chose to blow it one night on booze. Like, dude. I just meant for the people that judge me, like, you waste your money on all this water, these fancy waters. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to be distilled, clean. It's a little bit pricey sometimes. It sucks. Water should be free if you really think about it. The fruit should be free. This shit falls from the tree. Like, someone picks it up like, $4. Like, fuck you. Like, what do you mean $4? It's like one avocado, $4. This is ridiculous, man. This shit's crazy how they want to keep, it's so easy to keep us down. They make everything that's shitty for you 99 cents or $2. And it's like $4 for one avocado.
McDonald's dollar menu or $10 salad,
It's so crazy.
They're pretty much using every aspect of our lives, to hit us where it hurts in any way they can, whether it's food or not getting enough exercise or not teaching us how to sleep properly, or like even techniques and things that you could, grounding, getting sunlight in your eyes, getting sunlight on your skin.
Every doctor should be telling people that. Yeah,
all this stuff, man. They're hiding a lot of stuff from us. They're just not telling us. They're enforcing things that are no good, whether it's spraying chemtrails in the sky and those are falling down onto the soil, or falling down onto that grows the food ultimately, and that food ends up being GMO and yada, yada, yada. The story goes on, and everything is like, you can't get away from it. Everywhere you turn in this society, this modern society, everything's bad for you almost. You got to be very careful. It's very tough to live perfectly, and no one's expecting that, and it's okay to make mistakes, and and it's okay to indulge sometimes if you want to. Yeah. But things are, it's going to be tough to be totally righteous, and it's not, you're going to be lied to, and you're going to be betrayed. You're going to think you're eating something that you're wanting, and that's okay. Turns out it's not. That you're against that, and it's like, what, you're going to feel like you've been betrayed, and that's how it's going to go down, and that sucks, man. And
sucks.
So just do the best you can, and just be vigilant and be aware, and try to be cautious. Try to look at the labels. Try to find out the source of your products and your food and all that stuff. Invest in the shower head. Invest in a water filter. Invest. Sometimes it takes a little investment. Do what you can to take care of yourselves, guys. We're going to get out of here. Just wanted to let you guys know that, I care about you, and I want you to take care of yourself, and I'm trying to do better for myself these days. So yeah,
let's do it. We can all do it. And we can all become the healthiest people we can, step by step. That's all. It's just step by step. But this is how we take back. Oh, yeah. New kids
step by step.
But it really is how you take back your life and your livelihood, your freedom, your pride, and your health. You just start making better decisions. But sometimes it's too much, so it's just step by step. That's it. There's little things that you can, and I feel like, again, just clean water and grounding and
makes a big deal
too. It makes a big deal, and it's something that we can all do. So
that's what's up. I agree, man. Sure. All right. So until next time, take care of yourselves, and thank you so much for the support. We want to keep this going, and we'll be back next week with Dave, man. So yeah, see you guys.
See you guys next week.
Triple Truth ODDcast.